Okay, vote for wonkiest setup of the year. So I do not have a dividing head, but I do have a rotary table. I don't have a chuck that'll fit on my rotary table. I have a smaller rotary table than this, but it won't fit my hold down clamps. So I got this big one on here, which I nearly got a hernia getting it up here. We have my collet chuck bolted to the faceplate with some hold downs, and we have a arbor in here held up with an old tailstock I have lying around to support the other end. It took me forever to get this dialed in. There are probably way better ways to do this. If you have a dividing head, indexing head, anything like that, or even one of those little spin indexers, 1,000 times better, but this is what I have. So right now we're going 100 thousandths deep, and then I have my my side set left and right, and I got to make 20 slots in this. So 20 divided by 360 degrees is 18. So every 18 degrees, we're going to be making a slot 100 thousandths deep, and that slot is, if I can get this out, that slot is 3/16 of an inch, and I'm using a carbide end mill because I have a bunch of these from my friend, and we're just going to go along and slot this. So every 18 degrees, and I made up a sheet of divisions of 18 to 360 degrees so I don't miss one, and I lock down my knee, and what we're going to do is just undo the quilt, we'll raise it up, we'll rotate, we'll unlock, they'll rotate 18 degrees, so it goes there. And we're going to come in and plunge, and we're going to slot away. So you guys are going to skip all that. I might show a little bit here and there, but what I'm going to do right now is just make a series of marks at everything and make sure we come back around and end up back in this slot. I want to make sure we do that before I start going on this. We have our first one done. That's our starting mark. So we're going to go ahead. There we go. Right there. Go on. And we're going to plunge in until our depth stop is right there. And the lock. And then we're just going to slowly come back to our zero. Which is right there. Unlock, raise, go to our next mark, which is right there. Plunge. Until our depth stop, lock our quilt. Unlock, up we go. Our next mark. Okay, so I marked the height that I need for my slot, and what that's going to do is allow a roll pin to ride in there, and that spring in the middle is going to push up on that roll pin, and that's going to be our spring-loaded little popping mechanism. And it's basically going to be an L, and that's going to be, the tail of the L is going to be our lock. So I have a 3/32 end mill in here, and I have my edges marked out. And we're going to basically plunge in and just whittle that away until we break through to the middle, and then we'll put this jog on with the rotary table since we have this all set up. So I'm just going to come back here to 0. And we're just going to go slow with this because this is a really, really thin end mill. And, even though I got a bunch of them, I don't want to break it. And I just broke the end mill. I just broke the end mill. Alrighty, see? Knew that was going to happen eventually. Luckily, I got more of these. So, let me go ahead and just whittle that down. My battery's running out, so let me charge my battery. I'm basically going to slot through till we break through and get this other slot in here. And then we'll come back to that because I don't know how many other end mills I'm going to break. Okay, so now we're just finishing up our last thing. We're putting our labels on the vials. And if you guys need a label maker, pick up one of these BMP 21 Pluses. Things work great, and they have interchangeable interchangeable label cartridges for all different kinds of sizes, and even wire markers. I use them for marking wires at work. Works great. So I have a printout of what it says on the vials. And so I'm going to print them out. And to get them to fit correctly, I have to trim them slightly. I can't make them the font size is perfect, and I can't make the label any smaller because the machine won't feed correctly. So I just trim a little bit off at each end. And peel her back. And then I'll give it a sticking on there. And there we go. And you see it meets up almost perfectly in the back. What it is I can't really have an overlap there, otherwise it gets caught on the ring. But now, there they are. So I'm going to do the other 8. I got 2 done. And we'll be back. And we'll put everything together. Alright, so now we're going to put this all together. And it's a relatively simple process here. And what we have is, there's that groove we made on the mill. And you can see, you might be able to see there's a little bit of a lip there. That's a lock. So the first thing we're going to do is put our little carriage on here. And we're going to take a roll pin. And we're going to stick her through the hole. Like so. Tap her in. And get it. Just below. Okay, make sure we're not dragging on this, and we are a little bit, so that's got to go in a little bit further. I'm just taking a file and making sure that that edge is nice and flush, because we don't want to drag on this. And we're not right now. So now I'm going to drop this little disc in here, and that is just a piece of brass, and that is going to spread the weight of this spring. So I'm going to put the spring in there, and then we're going to put our set screw on the end, and it's adjustable for whatever tension you want. So now, right there, we're latched. Pull down, turn, and ding. Okay, so then we're going to put our ring in place. Again, make sure we're not binding up. We are a little bit still. And now we're not. And then we're going to put our base on, and we're going to put a drop of Loctite in there. And we're just going to spread that around. And we're just going to put that flush, and we're going to let that set. Actually, wipe off the excess here. All right, that should set relatively quick. And then we're just going to drop in our vials, line up our holes here. Oh, put it in. Put this in upside down. That would help if you put it in the correct direction. Let me try that again. Okay, now you can drop these in, line them up. Okay, and there we go. So now what we do is we just turn this. Come on. Okay, might have to adjust the spring. I think something got caught. Oh, you know what happened? I see what happened. So that the little disc went and moved in the wrong way. What I could do is put a turn this down in the lathe and make a slot for it, but she should. As long as there we go. Now it flopped flat. That's better. All right, a little bit of an adjustment, no big deal. Okay, so now, dink, and then you push it back in and then lock it. And then this fits right on there like that. So there she is, boys. I just have to get a O-ring for this. The not a black one, but you know, the orangey looking ones. The name of what they're made out of escapes me at the moment, but that's it. So here's a better look at it. And then open her up. And then give her a quick little twist in. Boink. Up they come. Now, like I said, just a little new O-ring for the bottom. And then these get filled with the yellow liquid. What I'm going to use is just food coloring and some rubbing alcohol. So that way it doesn't go rancid or anything. We don't have anything like that. But we are now done with this project. And we lock her back down and steal some dinos.